It's a very good question. Before we start our journey of fuel transition, we made a thorough evaluation of which fuel to be the best. And from the scalability point of view, both from supply and demand side, we found ammonia to be most advantageous in comparison with the rest of the molecules. From supply side, the ammonia is a chemical composition between nitrogen and hydrogen, both of which are widely available in the world, whereas the rest of the molecules sometimes have limits in terms of the feedstock supply, such as clean CO2. And from demand side point of view, the traditional purpose of use of ammonia is obviously fertilizer, and the global population is growing. So there are organic growth of the demand for ammonia as a feedstock for fertilizer. And on top of that, marine fuel can aggregate the demand. And at the same time in Asia, some of the power utility is working really hard to adopt ammonia as a co-firing and ultimately speaking mono-firing power generation, which also has big potential to provoke a huge demand. So scalable supply and demand aggregation from the major industries such as fuels, shipping, and power can create a large-scale and resilient supply chain, which is, again, very unique to ammonia. We kicked off the development of ammonia-powered ships back in 2021 with support from the Japanese government, and we formed a consortium of ship owner, operator, and shipbuilder, engine producers, and class societies. And after intensive development efforts, in 2024, we delivered a tugboat with ammonia engines. Sakigake. It was August 2024, and since then, we are operating this tugboat as a ordinary commercial tugboat, combusting ammonia every single day. We have a lot of lessons learned, both from development and also daily operations. And then leveraging all those information, we are now developing a deep sea ship, which is MGC, medium-sized gas carrier, to transport ammonia, which is scheduled to be delivered in November 2026 this year. The tugboat, as of today, combusts more than 90% of ammonia. Yes, in order to adopt ammonia in the marine sector as a fuel, there are a lot of barriers to be overcome. One of the biggest challenges we will need to overcome is to establish a common rules to govern the use of fuel ammonia in the ship. So we need to work together with the class societies and ultimately with IMO to set up rules to allow the shipbuilders, ship owners to safely build and operate ammonia-powered ships. And secondly, we also need to economically justify the use of ammonia or investment into ammonia-powered ships, both of which are way more expensive than the conventional ones today. So one of the important elements which will catalyze the production would be the new GHG regulations to be formulated by IMO, which we are very much looking forward to. Up to recent years, decarbonization and reduction of greenhouse gases are the key agenda. But from previous year, such trend has to a great extent changed towards back to the fossil fuels. But at the same time, we have seen a lot of geopolitical uncertainties in Ukraine or Middle East, which also provoked concerns over many countries in regards to the energy security. So the fuel transition is not just a matter of GHG reduction and also the climate change countermeasures, but also from energy security point of view, it is very important. We're not able to 100% rely upon one single fuel or one single supply source. So we need to diversify the supply source and the nature of the fuel itself. From that context, ammonia has high potential, which needs to be even more focused among the industry players. Yes, it's a wonderful question. And at the same time, in many cases, it might be even beyond our imagination today. But one thing we're able to definitely say is we need to continue to ensure safety, whichever fuel we may use. And there are technologies, including digital AI, that we are able to leverage to further ensure safety. Let's say in crew training programs, we're able to adopt VR today to fully ensure the safety, drills for the seafarers. That's one of the examples. We're able to leverage the technologies we're able to leverage today. And furthermore, we definitely believe we're able to autonomous operations in the port sector and also part of the ships in the future that will further ensure safety and probably efficiency as well.